religious leaders' real motives. In Matthew 23 verses 5 to 7, reminds us of a hard issue that still exists today. People often desire positions of leadership, not only in business but even within the church. The danger comes when the love for recognition becomes stronger than love for God. When position matters more than obedience, devotion slowly fades. Jesus pointed to what happened to the Pharisees and teachers of the law. They knew the religious rules well, but their hearts were far from God. Their service became performance and their leadership became self-promotion. Instead of serving others, they sought honor for themselves. Jesus strongly condemned this kind of leadership. Leaders who serve their own image rather than God's purpose. True leadership is not about titles, applause, or being seen. It is about humility, faithfulness, and a heart fully surrendered to God. God is not impressed by position. He is moved by obedience. He does not look at how high we stand before people, but how low we kneel before Him. Luke 20 verses 1 to 8. People naturally desired position of honor and authority, not only in the world of business or society, but even within the church. Yet, when the love for status becomes stronger than devotion to God, it becomes spiritually dangerous. History shows us this clearly. The religious leaders of Jesus' time were more committed to protecting their position and tradition than to obeying God's heart. Because of this, Jesus openly confronted them. He rebuked leaders who used religion to elevate themselves instead of serving others with humility. In another moment, these same leaders tried to silence Jesus altogether. They questioned him, not to learn but to trap him. Their plan was simple. If Jesus said his authority came from God, they would accuse him of blasphemy and put him on trial. But Jesus, in his wisdom, did not fall into their scheme. Instead of answering their question directly, he turned the question back to them. By doing so, Jesus revealed their true motives. He exposed their fear, their pride, and their dishonesty. Unable to answer truthfully, they avoided the question and their trap failed. In the end, it was not Jesus who was exposed, but them. This reminds us that God sees the heart. He is not impressed by titles or position, but by humility, truth, and sincere obedience. What motives your faith? John 1:38, examining our motives in following Christ. When the first disciple began to follow Jesus, he asked them a simple yet searching question. What do you want? Following Christ is not just about walking behind Him. It's about the reason we do so. We must follow Him for the right reason. If we follow Jesus only to advise our own plans, gain influence, or receive personal benefit, then our hearts are misaligned. True discipleship means allowing Christ to shape us, not asking Him to support our agenda. We follow Him so that His purpose becomes ours, not the other way around. This calls us to examine our motives honestly. Are we seeking His glory or our own? Are we following Him out of love and obedience or for recognition and reward? God is not impressed by titles, position, or outward appearance. He looks at the heart. May we follow Jesus with humility, pure motives, and a sincere desire to serve, so that our lives bring glory not to ourselves but to Him alone. Judas tried to hide his motives. John 12 verses 5 to 6 reveals a sobering truth about Judas. Though his words sounded righteous and caring, his heart was far from pure. He spoke with spiritual language, yet his true motives were hidden. Jesus, however, saw what no one else could see: Judas' heart. As time passed, Judas allowed deception to take root within him. Little by little, lies gained ground until Satan himself took control. That is in John 13:27. When falsehood is entertained, it opens the door to influence. That leads us away from God's truth. This reminds us that knowledge of Jesus alone is not enough. Walking closely with Him should transform our character. Our action must reflect our words, and our hearts must align with the truth we profess. When we live honestly before Christ with nothing hidden, there is no reason to fear. A life surrendered to Him leaves no room for darkness, because everything is brought into His light. May we examine our hearts daily, choosing truth over deception and consistency between what we say and how we live. Why Paul's motives were sincere. 1 Thessalonians 2:3 reminds us that Paul's ministry was often questioned and criticized. False accusations arose, stirred by opposition, yet Paul's life or actions spoke louder than the rumors. He did not preach the gospel for money, recognition, or popularity. Instead, Paul revealed the sincerity of his heart through sacrifice. Together with Silas, he endured suffering in Philippi for the sake of the good news. Their willingness to suffer proved that their message was rooted in love and obedience, not personal gain. This passage challenges us to examine why we serve. People enter ministry for many reasons, but not all motives are pure. When hidden or selfish motives came to light, the work of Christ is harmed, and His name is affected. True ministry flows from a heart that loves Christ and genuinely cares for others. When our service is driven by love rather than self-interest, God is honored and His work is strengthened. May we serve with pure motives, humble hearts, and a deep love for Jesus, so that everything we do points back to Him alone.